thinking of, right?
Yes, I did see the clip before the show.
This is the woman you were thinking of. So, the woman that we saw with Don Lemon has been to the border, seen these children, seen these conditions. I'm asking, since we do this for people who are against us, when we don't put people in squalid conditions. So if we do it for our enemies, why are we not doing it for children?
A lack of empathy.
Well,
I think a lack of caring. I think because this administration doesn't care. I think when you have 24 immigrants that have died in ICE custody since the Trump administration, you have at least 7 children that are known to have died in immigration custody since last year. For almost a decade before, no child has died in immigration custody before the Trump administration.
Ask yourself this question. If those kids were from Norway, would this be happening?
No.
Okay. Well, it is horrific, and it's a complete and total humanitarian crisis, and we don't have the infrastructure to deal with it. Kevin McCarthy, who's the minority leader, said every member of Congress should be required to go to the southern border, and see the crisis for themselves, and they should also be required to see what's happening in these detention centers. I just want to say one quick thing. I saw, and apparently, by the way, me saying, can I say one quick thing, is now becoming a parody. That's just how I talk. It's one of my tics. I'm sorry. Calling these places torture facilities, I understand it is a humanitarian crisis. It's horrific to detain, and like you said, people in jail get soap, and people in jail get toothpaste. But I know what a torture facility looks like. I've been to one. I know, listen to me, excuse me. When you have a facility whose specific purpose is to torture people, that is not what's going on. Yes, it's inhumane, but there is a big difference between the Hanoi Hilton and what's happening at the border right now.
We should be less concerned about what we're calling them than what is happening inside of them.
But hyperbole,
I gotta tell you, I don't think it matters what we're calling them. Kids are dying inside of them.
Well,
we shouldn't play semantics with what we're calling them. We should care about the dead kids that have come out of them.
Well, my father couldn't lift me above his head as a child because of his torture wounds, so I do think hyperbole is important.
But that was a war, and they were grown-ups.
But torture, calling, I had such a problem with it. A torture facility, I'm not saying it's not horrific. Your phrase?
Let me say this one thing.
What do I say? Wait. It's a joke now.
What is it she always says?
It's a joke now. I don't know.
On Twitter.
It's like a thing now. One more thing. Can I say one thing?
First of all, it may not have intended to be a torture facility, but has turned out to be tortuous. Okay? That's number one. Number two, this was used, separating these children was used as a deterrent at the border to keep them from coming in. It hasn't been working. It doesn't work. So he doesn't even know what he's doing.
But I think the
hyperbole,
when you're saying this is a concentration camp, this is a torture center, it's when you get people to stop paying attention, and what is happening is horrific.
Au contraire, mon ami. I believe that AOC calling
touche, Joy Behar. I mean, I don't speak French.
I believe that AOC calling it a concentration camp in a very strange way has put the focus on this situation.
And it worked for you. It didn't work for me as a conservative Republican.
Well,
and again, I think we should focus on
that there are 7 dead kids that came out of those camps.
I want to say something right now.
Please do.
I'm going to say something.
Please say something. Thank you.
Whether those people in Congress or the Senate or Washington do anything, here's what should really piss you off. At a Clint, Texas facility, people decided upon themselves, took it upon themselves to bring soap, to bring blankets, and they were turned away, and they were told they don't accept any kind of donations. This should piss you off, because while they're sitting up there what to do, these are things, I'm sorry.
What?
I'm sorry.
Could have a nervous breakdown.
That's okay. You know, I have a nervous breakdown every day. A little agita for him is okay. And sorry, parents who are at home. But these are things that we can fix, and we're not being allowed to fix.
That's true.
That's, to me...
And I don't disagree with what you're saying. I think it's horrific. I think we're all in agreement on that. I think there's a big difference between not being allowed to have soap and toothpaste and being literally tortured for days on end in a torture facility abroad.
I heard what you said. I put it over here because what I'm saying now is that we should be able to do this and we're not being allowed to do it. And I want to know why. We'll be back.
Later, she's not my type. The